how are you?
We well, and how are you?
I'm okay, just tired, eh? Hey, Friday.
Yeah, I know. Who am I speaking to?
No, it's Tembiso.
Tembiso, good to see you here. If you put your video on,
Yes. Um, no, it's off.
it's off. Okay. Yeah, that's me, Tembiso.
Ah,
Okay. So
uh,
like I was explaining to Impo just now. He just registered a couple weeks ago, and that's Tembiso. Yay! Good to see you. Good to see
Hi
you.
guys.
Good to see you.
Hi everyone.
You've got a lovely middle name. Praise
Oh,
God. Yeah.
sister on your
Yeah,
camera.
praise
So,
God.
right. Great. Okay, so I'll
Alright.
switch the video off to save some bandwidth, right? Because it tends to
Okay.
use a little bit of
Yeah, it's a
data.
bit. Yeah. No, I'm gonna switch it off now. Okay.
Okay, great. Okay, so for Impo, if you notice, Impo, that's my UNISA website. And I've left assignment 1, Q3, Q4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's assistance for you for the assignment. It's not the solutions itself, but it's when I say it'll point you in the right direction, it's like clues and little hints. Then if you also notice, Info, I've got my YouTube C++ videos. If you click on that one, it takes you to YouTube. And I've got 61 videos. Okay, it's over a number of years that I have videos. And you're more than welcome to go and view them. If you can just click like on it or subscribe to my channel, I'd like that. So that whenever I post videos, you'll have a notification. Now, Impo, the COS tutorial on the 23rd of April, there's the recording out there. See, I spoke for 1 hour, 19 minutes and 31 seconds. So if you go and listen to that one, that would explain to you a little bit of assignment 1. Okay, and yeah, there we go. There's a hell of a, like I said, there's a lot of videos for you to watch. But you did mention to me that you are in coding and you are programming, so that's okay.
Yes,
Right.
yes. I'll just scan through them just to get a quick explanation on the assignment.
Great. And if you look at additional resources, Impo, and this is for the rest of them as well, I have something out here, a folder called Past Year Examination Papers.
Yes.
Right now, past year examination papers, oh, this is pretty important because it gives you an idea of what the lecturer considers important for the course. I'll give you an example. I can tell you now, in 2013, tracing a program came out. You had to draw a variable diagram. And I think that in 2021, you're going to expect tracing a program, a variable diagram. You got to find out what the output of the program code is. So if you look at past year papers and if you try and, I wouldn't say spot, but try and look at similarities, then that would assist you in trying to figure out what's going on in 2021. Okay, Impo?
Yes.
Okay, great. And obviously you can go and have a look at the other sections as well. The Dropbox folder, Impo, your surname is?
Matluku.
M. Okay, so let's go look at the Dropbox folder. And because you registered quite late, I would not have posted anything for you in the Dropbox folder. But if there's anything that you want me to have a look at, and this goes to the rest of you as well, by all means, click and upload to the Dropbox folder and just send me an email and I will check it out for you. All right. So please spell your surname, Impo.
M-A-H.
There we go, M-A-H-L-O-K-O.
Yes.
Student number 119544175.
Yes, that's my student.
There we go. Can you see yours is empty right now because you registered late? Okay, so I'm gonna post something for you, just for you. I'm gonna upload a file. And let me go and upload a file. This is how I do it for you guys. And let me post assignment 2, question 2, a screenshot. Right, so you will be able to see this when you access your Dropbox folder. Okay, Mpo, there we go. You've got something inside your Dropbox folder.
Okay. Let me just refresh on my end.
Okay.
Yes, I can see that.
Right, great. Okay, let me go to today's what's on the agenda for tonight's lecture. So for tonight's lecture, we're going to talk about assignment 2. Last week, I spoke to you about the questions from assignment 2 from question 1 to about question 29. And I said this week, we're going to talk about it from question 30 to 5960, right? Let's look at question 30. It says, after the following statements, execute what are the contents of matrix. So this is a typical exam question. They want you to determine the output of the code. For you to be able to answer question 30, you need to understand the concept of an array, and more importantly, a two-dimensional array. In this instance, the two-dimensional array is called matrix. It has 3 rows and 2 columns. If you look at the output that they've given you, it gives you an idea: 1, 2, 3 rows, 1 column, 2 column. Oops, I can. I don't really. I think you realize, but you haven't. You're not seeing my screen. Please tell me if you are able to see my screen.
I was about to ask if because you were sharing the, what is this? The site, not the screen.
I'm sorry about that. Please tell me.
Yeah, we can see your screen now.
Right. So let's look at. There we go. It says question 30, and question 30, the contents of the matrix. So the matrix is called, well, it's called matrix, 3 rows, 2 columns. And very importantly, in an array, you need to understand the concept of a for loop. And in a two-dimensional array, the concept of a nested loop. That means a loop within another loop. So there's one loop for j equals 0. J starts from 0 and it goes up to 0, 1, 2. That's what j++ means there. It increases by 1. The next loop for k equals 0, k less than 2. Now it starts from 0 and it goes to 1. It's because 1 is less than 2. 2 is not less than 2. 2 is equal to 2. And inside the matrix, it now takes on the value of j plus k. Whatever the value of j was, which is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0. So that's how you got the first element. Now I've written the program out for you, and I'd like to run the program. And this is assignment 2, question 30. Right, so there's the program out here. Paul, just tell me, can you see the program in front of you?
Yes, yes, I can see it.
So I'm going to run this program, and let's do a build and run. Yay! And there's the output. That was very quick, because I want you to be able to type out the program code and run it. That's one way of finding out what the output would be. Now in the exam, Mpo, you don't have the luxury of code blocks. If you don't have the luxury of code blocks, that means you will have to draw a variable diagram or trace through the program to find out what's going on in there, right? And one of the ways of doing it is, if you take a pencil and you start on this side, you kind of draw up and say, hey, there's my trace table, and I'm going to open up an Excel spreadsheet very quickly, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And that will determine for you what the output will be. Now, because this is for you and not for the examiner, you don't have to be absolutely perfect, but you can have one column called line number, you can have J, you can have K, and you can have matrix, J subscript K. Okay. So this would assist you in the examination in terms of finding out what the output of the matrix will be. So if I look at it in line number 9, where I'm starting off with, J takes on the value of 0. Then I go to line number 10, J is still 0, but K, and now K takes on the value of 0. If I look at line number 11, and you carry on and on and on like this. So matrix J subscript K takes on the value of J plus K. J plus K, which is 0 plus 0. And answer?
0 plus 0 is just 0.
Yay, you passed matric. Well done. Right. Jokes. That's primary school work, right? So you will continue like this. Now you'll notice in this example, line number 10 and 11, there's no semicolon. You go to K, K becomes, you go back to line number 10, K will become 1. So now this is matrix subscript J 0 semicolon 1, which is 0 plus 1, which is
1.
Now 1 is, it goes on and it becomes, K becomes 1 plus 1, which is 2. 2 is greater than, not less than 2. It goes to line number 9. And J becomes 1. K now becomes 0. And you continue like this. This is what you will require for the examination, because you won't have the compiler in front of you, or maybe you would, I don't know. All right. Let's go on. Let's go to now question. This is question 30. So once you type this out and you put a cout statement, in fact, in my example, I do have a cout statement out here. There's my cout statement there in line number 17. I actually rewrote some lines of code and I put an end line out there to make it look similar to what the output is in the assignment question. Okay.
Yes.
So there is a loud ping. If there's anybody waiting in the lobby, just give me a shout out and I will admit you. All right. I don't know why that happens here. Let's go to the next question. Question number 31. Given the following declarations, int j, int sum, float sale, subscript 10, which of the following correctly finds the sum of the elements of the 5th row of sale? So I need to go and access the 5th row of sale. Now what you can do is, you have the compiler. We can go and copy the code, Control C, and let's go and open up code blocks. And I'm going to cheat a little. I'm going to use my previous example. There we go. So out here it tells me that I have int j, int sum, float sale, 10 rows and 7 columns. So let's go and do a build and run, build and run. Oh, I'm happy. It gives me nothing, but it works, right? So it works. It's looking good. It's looking good. Let me now go and, by the way, it's nice programming practice if we set this to 0, right? I like doing that. So you're initializing your variables, you're setting it to 0. It's just the way I do things. Let's go and take the question again. Copy and paste. So let's run this program. Let's go and say take this one. So you can Control C. And now you'll have to write code to enter in values into the array. Control V. If I build and run, whoa, great. It builds and runs, but nothing happens because nothing has been entered into the array called sum. And in order to do that, you need to go and write code for you to enter values into the array. Now, this is a strategy or a method to do this, but by the time you come to question 31, you should have went through the lessons for two-dimensional arrays, and you would be able to figure out if I want the fifth row and I want the column to change, what do I need to do? Okay, may I go to question 32?
If there are no objections, yes, I think so.
All right. Yeah, right. Let's look at question 32. Question 32 says, given the following declaration, int j, int sum, float, it's similar to question 31. We have a two-dimensional array with 10 rows and 7 columns, which finds the sum of the fourth column of sale. That means I must run through all the rows and determine the sum of all values in column 4. So column 4 remains the same, but the subscript for the row changes. Okay, so have a look at these two options there. Let's look at question 33. Consider the following declaration. str is an array, and inside the array there are 15 characters. Which of the following statements stores blue sky into str, into string? Is it number 1, 2, 3, 4? So I'm going to copy. Let's take the first one. Do I have a question? Is there a question? No question. Okay.
Okay.
There's my declaration in line number 7. I am declaring. Yes, is there a question?
No, I just wanted to just break the ice with questions there. Unless maybe the topics were covered. Have we covered the, what is this?
Is that
the strings? Yes, it's in 4.
Yes, in 4.
Have the topic on strings and characters been covered yet?
Right, now in 4, this is a UNISA tutorial service, and UNISA operates correspondence. So I don't cover every single lesson and every single chapter or every single section. I try and cover the important parts of it. And I have covered a little bit of arrays in the previous MS Teams meeting. Last week we did arrays, and the previous week we introduced you to programming. So it's not as if I'm going to go in depth in every single section.
Oh,
okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I do follow that.
Okay. So here it is. Let's look at this, the first in line number 8, which is option number 1. Let's do a build and run. Oops, it gives me an error. It says incompatible types in assignment. So I know that's not working, right? I made that into a comment, and I'm going to say not compiling. COMPI. Let me go and look at the next option, import. It now says string 15 blue sky. I'll put that into my code blocks. And let me do a build and run. Build and run. Oops, this gives me an error as well. It says constant char to char. So there's a problem out there as well. So this is also not compiling. Let me look at the next example. It now says str copy Control C. Let's open up code blocks. Control V. Let's do a build and run. Oops, str copy was not declared in the scope. Uh-oh. I'm getting worried here. Let's go and look at the next one. Let's open up code blocks. Let's comment that out. Let's do a build and run. str was not declared in the scope. Okay, it needs a library in my case out here, right? And for me to run this, I need to have, let me try include hashtag string. I'm not sure why it's not picking it up automatically. Let's do a build and run. Right, so right now, none of them. Build and run. Oops, something is not working out there. I'm going to change this to string. And let's see if that assists. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Something happened out there. All right. So I'm going to leave this be. You're going to try it out and see what's happening out there, right? So I proved to you what's happening, what's the fault out there. But you'll have to work on the question that they have in front of you. Let's look at the next one. The following statement declares and initializes a string variable named postal code. So it's string variable postal code. And when I say initialize, I mean set it to info. Anybody?
0.
Zero. Yes. But in case of a string, Tembiso?
It's a null character.
That's right, a null character, a null character. So if we look at each one of them, all of them look like that they've declared it to be all declared it to be null characters, right? Control V. Let's look at each one now in order. And I'm using my code blocks to find out which one will work. So in the first instance, they tell me string postal code equals, let's do a build and run, rebuild the project. Yes. And let's do a build and run. Ah, this seems to be okay. Let's look at the next example. That was question 2, the option question 2. Let's rebuild. And it tells me postal code was not declared in the scope. That means I need to have put in something in the front of it. Let's look at option number 3. Let's do a build and run. Oops, int was not declared in the scope. So that's also faulty. Let's look at the next one. Rebuild. Oops, declare was not declared in the scope. So by a process of elimination, you can figure out which one is the correct one. Info?
Yes.
Can you, by process of elimination, just remember, I can't tell you the answer, huh?
Oh, but can I say the answer?
No. Don't say the answer. Don't let anybody hear you.
Okay.
Whisper.
Okay. Now, because it's a string and we are assigning a string to it, line 8 would be the correct one.
Shh. I told you whisper. Right. Okay. Oh, write it in the chat. Right? Put it in the chat. Okay. Let's go to the next question now. I'm trying to give you a strategy of how you need to look and get code blocks to help you with the assignment. Question number 35, which statement assigns the number of characters contained in the message variable to an int variable named num characters? Ooh, so in this case, they tell me there's a message variable and they want to put in num characters in there. So again, try the option that I went with you. In question 36, this has to do with strings. So erase, you can think of it as being a function of a string where I'm erasing or removing elements starting from a particular position going all the way to a particular position. If you look at your study guide, let me get your study guide for you. Study guide, I'm opening up your study guide. Control F, strings, strings. So strings appears in lesson 7. So in lesson 7, I'm looking at strings, and there's something about erase out here. Is it in here? Let me go do an erase. E-R-A-S-E. Erase and replace. The string class provides a number of powerful member functions in addition to size and substring, namely find, insert, erase. There's the erase option. You can use insert and erase, but replace is the easiest. So you got to read up on page 338. Oh my goodness, that's a hell of a long way to go through. There we go. 338 gives you an example of a program with the erase option in it, right? Or subfunction. So I showed you another way, Impo, of looking through your study guide to find out functions for you. Right, Impo?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's go back to the questions now. So in question number 37, this one removes the first 2 characters from the message variable using the replace function. We just did it. We just did it. Now we want to find out where's the replace. So this is a string function. Let's go and find out where is replace. There we go, replace. This is in lesson number 27. Oh my goodness, you got a lot of lessons to go through. Right. So replace, you need to know the syntax for the replace statement in strings. There is this an example of there is this replace. Let's look for replace. There we go. It's on page 339 of your study guide. So it has, these are called parameters. Import, position, word size, word
Yes.
1 dot size, word 2, those are parameters. So now you need to figure out what each of the parameters mean for you to be able to replace a particular value with another particular value. Okay. Let's go to the next question, Impo. In question number 38, it says, hey, there's a substring. This is sub-str, which is substring. There's 2 parameters in there. Identify what each parameter means. Let's look at the study guide. So let's look for substring. S-U-B-S-T-R. There we go, substring. So substring, this function start at position, start position. So the first parameter for substring is the starting place and returns a substring length characters long. So the second parameter gives me how many characters would be generated. For example, if I had sentence.substring start from position 0 and give me the next 4 characters. So T, H, I, S, 0, 1, 2, 3. And that would be the word this. So now you have to go to page 340 for question number 38. Paul?
Yes, yes, I'm following.
Right, you're following. Good. So you've got to go through a hell of a lot of lessons to answer this.
Yes, I will have to catch up.
Right. Let's look at question number 39. In question 39, it says the statement changes the contents of the word variable from mend to amend. So let's look at the study guide. So it's also a string function. It's got find, it's got replace. So I'm going to say it inserts substring at a particular position and changes it. There we go. Oh, there's the erase one as well. So page 38. Sorry, not 300. Exercise. What lesson is this? This is almost at the end of the 341, page 341. So for questions number 30 and 39, you need to go through page 341. Let me put that out here as a text box. Can I write in text box? One of them does it. All right, so question 39, page 341. The elements of a struct are called, ooh, cool. Now we got to do structs. So go and look at structs. STR. What is a struct? Lesson 28. Read. There's an example of a struct. So line number 5, I'm declaring a struct. It's a data structure. And the name of the struct is called shirt. And inside shirt, I have 1, 2, 3 fields. The first one is size. So maybe I'm size 38, size 36. See, it's integer. And the style is character. So maybe it's a style ABC. There's the example out here. And float is the price. So this is an example of the way we declare a struct. You can think of a struct as being a record. That's the way I teach my students. Impo, is that a question from you? Or somebody unmuted their mic?
No.
You good? Okay.
Just a sec.
Okay.
But then, okay, it's fine.
So page 344, you need to go and look at page 344, what they're talking about there. The elements of a struct are called what of the struct. So somewhere out here it says read. The elements of a struct are called. Here we go. That's where they talk about it. By the way, struct is a C++ for what is generally called a record in computer science. We store a group of data elements of the same type. We store them. And what do we call them? What do we call them? These are called fields. This is essential. If we leave out the compiler, size, style, and price are called
Fields.
Yay, fields of the shirt struct. Simple.
Yes.
Okay, don't give the answer. Shh. Which of the following struct definitions is correct in C++? Okay, one of the students had a query with this question. It was Arnaud Leroux, right? And I'd like you to go through this before I give you an answer or help you in the right direction, but there seems to be some issue with this question 41. Okay, Mpo, Tembiso, and Pabello. Is it Pabello that's here? And I think Kylie is here as well. All right, so go and check that out. Check it out, please. Question 42. Consider the following struct definition: rectangle, data, float, length, width, area, perimeter. Which of the following variable declarations is correct? Now, let's do some work now for a change. Let me go and copy this. Control C. Open up my code blocks. Control V. Let me do a rebuild. Yay, this seems to be okay, no problem. Okay, let's do a build and run. Yes, Pabello, is that a question from you?
Doesn't the struct go out of the main function, or does it go inside?
Where you want to put it on the top?
I saw something like, wait, I'm not sure.
It can actually go anywhere. It's more like when you put it up there, it becomes a global variable, and when it's inside main, it's more like local. So only anything in main can access it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so people know about local and global and all of that, huh? Oh my word. Hey, that's cool. Here we go, Pabelo. I put it on the top. Can you see it also compiled?
Yes, sir.
Right, cool. And thank you for that explanation as well, Mpo, about global and local. Right? So if I look at the study guide on structs, there we go. That's where you're right. See, it's defined on the top over there. But if I define it inside, that means I'm, like Pabelo had mentioned, I'm localizing it, right? So let me go back to the question. The question says, which one of the following variable declarations is correct? So let's go and try the first one. Control C. Let's see if this is the way they declare it inside the main. Control V, build and run. Oops, rectangle was not declared in the scope, so that's a problem. Let's look at the second option. It now tells me struct rectangle. Control C. Open up my code blocks. Control V. I'm just going to comment that statement out. Build and run, rebuild this. Oops, it expected an expression before struct. Can you see code blocks is like my e-tutor. It actually gives you a reason as to what's going on out there, right? Let's go back to the next one. Control C, open up code blocks. Control V. Okay, that's not working for me. Let's rebuild. Hey, what do you think of that? Rect data is my rectangle. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Pabelo, Mpo, Tembiso?
Yes.
What do you
It
think of
might
that?
be right, sir.
I don't know. I don't give out answers here. But
Yeah, I
let's for
said
fun's
it
sake.
might, sir.
Oh, okay. Let's for fun's sake, let's look at the next one. Let's look at the next one. And I'm just gonna let's go and rebuild. Let's go and rebuild. Oops. Check it out. There's an error there. Pabelo, Mpo, Tembiso, Kyle.
Yes.
Hey guys, I think I'm having a network issue. I cannot see your shared screen, Mr. Cavender.
Oh, okay.
I think it might be your network. Try logging
Yeah,
out.
my network
Yeah.
is up and down, so hey, bear with me guys. So I can't follow up now. I can't follow actually. I'm trying. I'm refreshing my network, but still.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay, we're actually having load shedding at the in Durban. So I've just switched over to my modem.
Okay.
Okay. Can by the way, it's so dark out here. Can you now have a look and check what the option is? Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Question 43. Consider the following struct statement. Struct temp int b, this is a field, temp S50. Hello? Anybody's there?
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
still here.
So let's go and figure out what's going on here. Let's try and let me do some work. Control C. I'm opening up my code blocks. Let me go and open up my code blocks. I'm going to now put it in here. Right. So Control X. I'm going to put it in here. And Control V. Okay, I don't need all of that. That's from the previous question. Right. So I'm working on the next one. And let's see. And I am now copying this out. Let's see what's happening here. Right. So, right. Let's now run the program. Let's do a rebuild the program. Yay! No issues. But it's actually telling me temp is not being used at this point in time. All right. So now let me go and use it. So let me go and try and use it. It says the correct syntax to access the member of the ith element in this array of structure is. I want the ith element in the structure. Which one will this work? So what we can do is we can do a cout statement for each one of them, right? So Control C. Let's just copy all. Makes life easier. Otherwise, I'll never finish by 8 o'clock. Control C. Let's go to code blocks. Control V. Now I'm going to try and work with the following: cout, open brackets, s dot b dot I, and now they want the fifth element. So let's just say the second element, right? I'm going to print out the second element. Right, so the second element would be displayed like that. I'm just giving you a clue. Probably next week, which is the, what date? What's next week's date? 14th, 20th, 21st. Yeah, we should have an answer for you what's going on. But this would assist you to figure out which one would work. Right, so it says expected a qualifier, so it's not that one, it's not that alternative. Let's go and put it out here. Full stop B. Right. Build, rebuild, and run. Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's also an error out here. So let's try the next alternative and the next alternative. Right. I'm just, you can also put it into a for loop to figure out what's going on. So there's your hint for question 2. Right. Let's look at the next question. In the next question, the syntax for accessing a struct member is struct variable name. Okay, this is theory. You have to go through the notes on struct. The next one, consider the following statements: struct rectangle data. And it's got the following fields: length, float. It's got width, float. And it's got area, which is a field, and it's got perimeter, which is another field. And inside here it says initializes And I think Impo gave an example of what initialize means. Initialize means set it to 0. It initializes the element of length of big rect. Right, so which of the following statement correctly initialize the element length? Again, I'd ask you to put this into code blocks and try out each option. Before you do that, you should work and read up the notes on structs. Same thing with question 46. This is about structs. I think next week I'll take this example and go through it. Or Tembiso, Pabela, would you like me to make short little videos on structs for you?
Definitely, sir.
Okay, right. I do have one video on a struct on YouTube. structs. Right, so let's look here. Right, structs. Let's look at my C++ videos. I've got an example on struct. Right, so inside here you look for structs. There's my video. Okay, structs, and there we go. There's my video on structs, how to define a struct. Right, how to define a struct. That's my video out there. So I'm going to put this in the chat. I'm going to put that in the chat. Right, so you go and read up or listen to what they're talking about a struct out there. Let me go back. So I'm going to paste that in the chat. Right, so there we go, Control V, and that's my, that's it, right? So let's go and look at, let's go back to my, oops, I said stop sharing. Let me go and share. And I'm on the desktop, desktop. There's my desktop, right. So I pasted the YouTube link for structs, the theory of structs. You should be able to pick that up. Let me now go back to the next question, which is question 48. In question number 48, it says, consider the following statement. It's got a struct, student type, and string name int float. Oh, there's two structs out here. And they want me to state which is a valid statement in C++. Again, you'll have to go through your theory of structs and pick up which one it is. Hey, there's lots of questions on structs. It looks like in the exam, they're going to test you on structs. Another example in question 50. How am I doing for time? It's now, 4 minutes more. Let's try and round up. So 51 is on structs. 52 is on structs. I think I'll have to do lots of videos for you on structs to show you what's going on. And the question here, question 55, output of the program. Ooh, okay. A quick hint, and this is where you can just copy it out. Control C, open up code blocks. Like I said, don't work hard, work smart. Control A, delete. Control V, paste it. Build and run. Yay, build and run. Ah, there's an answer for you. Mpo, did you see the answer?
Yes.
Oh, no, you're not supposed to. I'm not supposed to help you with an answer. Mpo, can you see the answer?
It disappeared.
Oh, it disappeared. Right, it disappeared. Right, Mpo? So was it worth it sitting 1 hour with me, Mpo?
Yes.
Good, good. Impo, did I give you any answers, Impo?
No.
Hey, I did. Okay. No, I didn't. I gave you hints. Question number 56. There seems to be a problem with this question, right? If you look at it, the way it's defined out here, this is a char. Can you see char style? And inside here, you're declaring a string. Now, a char is a special type of string which only has one character in it. All right. So we need to find out what's going on out here. I have contacted the lecturer and asked her to give me an explanation as to this question. Let's look at the next one. It says comment on the output of the C++ code. Ooh, right. So let's go and Control C. Let's open up code blocks. Control A and I press delete. Control V. Impo, aren't I a fast typist, Impo?
You are. You're very fast.
Okay. I'm very fast. Thank you. Let's do a rebuild. I have to do this Impo because I only got an hour or so with you guys, right? I don't want to finish up your data.
Yes.
Let's do a build and run. Whoa, so it did do a build and run. But did it display anything?
You didn't ask it to display anything.
Oh, I did not. That's right. I did not ask it to display anything, right? So let's see, what does the question say? What does the question state? The question says comment on the output. I'll leave this up to you, right, Impo?
Yes.
Right. So no compile time errors. Does it generate an array of size structure of size 9 or size 3? Is there a compile time error? We know there's no compile time error. So 3 and 4 are out, maybe 1 and 2. And array of structure of size 9. Is it structure of size 9? I don't know. Consider the following array declaration. The statement sales 3 is equal to sales 3 plus 10 will replace the number sales 3, which is 900 plus 10. Oops. So it's going to take the third element 0, 1, 2, which is 900, and add 10 to that. Let's look at the next one. Oops. It'll take sales and 4 minus 2, which is 2, 0, 1, 2, which is 900, 3, 4, 2000, and replace it with, I'll leave that up to you. And the same thing happens in 59. So they want you to access the elements of the array, and they complicate it with the if-then statement. And the last one deals with a while statement. Consider the following array declaration. Which of the following correctly add 100 to each element in the sales array? The variable x is declared as int x equals 0. Okay, and that comes to the end of assignment 2, and it's also 8:01. 8:01, right? Okay, everybody, 1 hour. I know some of you may not have watched the video. You may want to watch the recording. By all means, you do that. I'm going to say my goodbyes now. If you like, you can put your screen on to say goodbye to me. Before you do that, do you have any questions for me? Anybody with a question?
I'm good, sir.
Mr. Carpenter.
Yes,
Timbiso. Hey,
Timbiso, yes.
it's Timbiso. Hey, sorry, sir. I'm just gonna take you back a little bit. To assignment 1. Hey, I'm really lost with question 9. Yo, nested loops are killing me. I've tried all examples. Yo. The first part I can do, so I'm just getting lost on the count. I don't know which one I should use as a count, whether the voting stations or what's the other values, the ABC values, the one that where we store the number of votes.
Okay.
So can I
Yeah,
answer?
I'm really lost.
Okay,
I'm not sure whether I can email you.
Pavelo?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, answer, Tembiso.
You're going to use your voting station as count because you have 4 of them. So you must loop through 4 voting stations.
Okay, so the voting stations, I should use them as a count.
Yeah, you have 4 of them, so you must loop through.
Yeah,
So you
there's
can,
4 of them. Okay.
yeah.
Tembiso, would you mind contacting Pabelo offline, or Pabelo? Would you mind sharing your details on the WhatsApp group so that Tembiso can contact you?
You guys have a WhatsApp group?
Yeah, there
WhatsApp
is.
group.
Oh, I'm behind. I didn't know. Can I share my number on this chat so that you can maybe add me on that WhatsApp group, please?
If you look at my, I posted it in my UNISA. I'm going to post it in my UNISA, and let me just go to my UNISA. It's I know I posted it somewhere out there. The WhatsApp groups. Let me see. Discussions. Do I have discussions somewhere here? Okay, I wouldn't mind if somebody posts the WhatsApp group for the students, because I noticed that's quite helpful. I will join it to you, right? Or Pabelo, are you on the WhatsApp group? Pabelo? Mpo?
No, I'm not on the WhatsApp group, but I think Kyle there has a question.
Kyle has a question. Are
Yes.
we allowed to use code blocks in the exam to test any code that we need to write? Okay, Kyle, I will have to ask the lecturer what the situation is with the examination. So for now, you can take it that you need to use your variable diagram, tracing through it. I don't think you'll be allowed to use code blocks in the exam. Okay, Kyle? But let's do one step at a time. Let's get our assignments sorted out. We get our DP mark, and then we can come back to the lessons. Each one we can do in detail. And by the time the exam comes, Tumelo? Yes, Tumelo?
Hi, good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, loud and clear, I can hear you.
Okay. I just wanted to comment on there was the question I think is question 56 on the characters and the strings and the those types of things. The thing that happens that I noticed with the language C++ is that the syntax for the strings, they actually use the double quotes, and then the syntax for the characters, they use the single quotes. So I think there's nothing wrong with that code that's written there. We just have to figure out the correct answer to the question, and then we'll see whether.
Okay, so question 56. I'm displaying it on screen. I'm not sure if you can see my shared screen.
It
No,
was
I
the
think
one.
it's 55.
Yeah, 55. Yes.
Oh, yes. What about 55? Okay, what about 55?
The it was the style of the shoe. No, it's not 55 also. Okay, wait.
56.
Yeah, 56. The character, the field of the struct there.
Yeah.
And style is a character data type. But then when they declare it in the main function, it's in the form of a string, but then the syntax is actually a character because they're using single quotes. Sorry.
Oh, I get you now. So let's put
Yeah.
our double quotes out there. Let me do that for you. Okay, I'm going to put that into code blocks. Aren't I a fast typist?
Yes, you are.
Right. See how I'm trying to save you money. So the problem here is you say you need to put this in double quotes.
That would be the problem. But in terms of this code that we have on the assignment, there is no problem because C++ syntax on characters is using single quotes and not double quotes. There would be a problem if the style was in double quotes and not single quotes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. There we go. No errors there. No errors there. But let's build and run, right? Let's build and run. And the answer is SR99R11. If you notice, none of the options give me that. Let me go and put it. Let's see the question. Let me do a share screen quickly. There we go. So if I run the program, it's giving me the following alternatives. It says Adidas R99. Who was talking about the tomato? Was it tomato?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tomato. Can you see there? This is the issue that we're having. When you run the program, you're not getting any of the alternatives.
Yeah.
That's the problem that I'm having. So I have emailed the lecturer. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Wait, what is the issue here?
When I run the program as is in code blocks, I'm getting an output of S, 99 Rand S, and 1 Rand 11, which is none of the alternatives that we have out here.
The S, I can confirm that the S comes from the character of Adidas, because then when you say the shoe1.style is equal to Adidas, the character only takes the last character of the word Adidas. It doesn't take the whole word.
Okay,
So,
okay, that's correct.
So that's where this comes from, yeah.
Yeah, character only takes a single element of an array. You're right.
Yeah.
So do you agree, Tomato, none of the alternatives using the output?
Yeah, then all the answers would be incorrect, yes, sir.
Yeah. Now that's a problem because this is multiple choice, and we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 to choose from. So.
But then, okay, I don't want to give the answer because then I would say we would actually have to choose from one of the following, that from the output that is there. Then you'd have to actually compare which one is kind of similar to the output and then choose that one.
Yeah. But let me tell you, I've been a tutor for many years now. In fact, from 2000, 2001, with a year or two break in between. When this happens in the assignment, they generally don't mark this, or they don't consider this as part of the total mark. So if it was out of 60, they'll now consider it out of 59. That's what happened in the past. I'm not sure what's going to happen for this assignment.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but then we'll have to wait for from the lecturer and see what she says. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if you can also send her an email and check up what's going on.
Okay.
By just quick scanning this, there's actually like a lot of issues with this question.
Yeah.
For another thing there, it's the format. So they're not putting end line, and the answers there are formatted. So you would get that.
Yeah.
The other part is just that I haven't been coding in C++ a while.
Yeah.
Is that a quick fix for that would be that the what is this style there? You should give your char a size of that can accommodate for Adidas. Then I think that would print Adidas.
Okay. But like I said, in the exam, we don't have time to go and debate the question.
Yes. It's about you just have to give
one of them, yeah. And Kyle asked the question, do we have code blocks in the exam? And I said, no, man, So
yeah, it's if that's the case, then yeah, this question just has a lot of wrong.
Okay, we'll leave that aside. You can email the lecturer. I have sent her an email. Like I said, Arno sent me a query as well, and let's see what comes of it. I'm sure there is going to be some amendment to tutorial letter 101 because assignment 1 and assignment 3 looks very similar, and there's I think 2 and 4 or something to that effect. If you look carefully, it's let's look at assignment 3 quickly. Look at assignment 3. It's due on the 12th of July, and it looks very similar to what you saw in assignment 1. Have you gone that far? Let's look at assignments due on the 30th of August 2021. That also looks. By the way, question 1 is missing an equal to sign, huh?
Yes, and I think there's a question in the chat as well for you.
Oops, sorry. Thank you for that. Sorry, I don't look at the chat as well. So in the exam, are we going to use our laptops? Ooh, I don't think so. I don't think so. But we can ask that question as we come closer to the examination, okay?
So say, are we going to write it with our hands like a handwritten exam, but for programming?
I suspect so. I suspect so. That's what happened in the past.
Yo.
But like I said, we're thinking too much into the future. Let's take it one day at a time. How do you eat a hamburger? One bite at a time, okay? So how do you do the course? One lesson at a time, one assignment at a time, and ultimately we come to the end when we have the exam. Yes, I can see somebody's hand up. Selako. Is it Selako? Selako. Hello, Selako. Do you have a question for me? Selako. No question. Yes, go ahead, speak. Unmute and speak. Yes. Oops, did I do that? I tried to unmute you and I made you an attendee.
No, you can't unmute anyone.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Impo, do you have a question?
Oh, my question was around, could you repost the WhatsApp chat for us?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
WhatsApp group chat for us. Oh, I think they can't unmute.
oh, they can't unmute. Okay, let me go and change the message settings here. Meetings. You should be able to unmute yourself. Okay, or if you can, maybe there's an issue with your sound. If you could type the question out. Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm sorry, we're having load shedding in Durban. So I've got like 3 modems out here. One died on me, so I don't know how long my cell phone is going to last. So would you mind emailing me the question, Selako? You've got my email address, or post it in the UNISA chat and I will reply to you. Okay? Mpo?
Yes.
Tembiso? Tumelo? Right. In fact, it's way past our
Yes.
time. It's 2017. Can I say my goodbyes now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. No
You're
problem.
not going to see me because it's all dark in here. It's all dark in my room.
Goodbye,
sorry, sir.
sir.
Before you go,
Yeah.
how can I find your email address? And also, I wanted to be added to the WhatsApp group. Where can I find that information?
Okay, I'm going to send you.
Simbiso.
My email is on the My UNISA website.
On my UNISA. Okay.
Yeah.
Under our discussion group. Right.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Welcome
it's
page.
Tembiso.
In the welcome page, right?
Yes.
I send you my
On the
numbers.
welcome page. Yeah. Oh,
Then I
hey,
can add you.
Papelo.
Yeah, I can add you on the
Is that Papelo?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. I will send you my number as well on the chat. I just responded to you.
To Papelo.
Thanks a lot, man.
Okay, you're welcome. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Yes. Bye, sir.
Di-tshepiso ba tla o isa ko sekolong no lo hana mo